in the world. Your friend niggas are proud. They never gon' look. They get you in that pride. Resting up, we let me cut out. I wouldn't